welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner, and we are back again for another Get Fit With Me series yoga edition. And yeah, the pigtails are not quite together, but we are continuing on with the Yoga with Adriene 30-day yoga challenge, and the name of that challenge is called Flow, not to be confused with any of her other 30-day challenges that she's had out there in the past. If you do decide you are going to do the challenge, it's usually the most recent video that's out there, but typically, and the keyword is typically, I'm a day behind, but because it's the weekend, I'm actually on time. So this will be up later on today, which is Sunday. So you can literally follow along with me for the most part. So there's some days where I'm going to be a day behind. And then on the weekends, that's usually where I can actually be on the same day. Because for those who are new to the channel and aren't aware, this is more of a hobby thing, the YouTube thing. And then I have like a full-time regular job where it's hard for me to post as much as I would like. So there's that. But anyway, I just a quick recap. I did do the challenge yesterday called Represent, and that one was it was a nice challenge. It was actually only 18 minutes, not quite 18 minutes with her intro. It made it was more like 17 minutes, almost 18. And with that challenge, it was mainly on the ground. We didn't do anything where we were up where we stood. We did do a squat, and that was kind of somewhat optional. It was a little bit more of a chill challenge, I will just say that. And most of it was geared towards lower abs and breathing and breath control. So that was mainly what the practice was yesterday about, and working the glutes. So it was all mainly, most of the video yesterday, we were on all fours, and it was called Represent. Today, the challenge we're doing today is called Center. I noticed in the thumbnail, she is kind of just in the middle of the mat, just in the comfortable seated position. So I imagine this is also going to be more of a recovery-ish routine. And I saw that this one was only not quite 18 minutes. And this is with the intro and everything. So I imagine this is going to be probably closer to like 16, 17 minutes. So a little bit over 15 minutes long. So not too crazy. And that's one thing I do love about Yoga with Adriene. When you do her challenges, it's not all full throttle. There's days where she has you recover and then she brings you back up. So anyway, enough with the intro. Let's get into the video. So in today's practice, we're going to start off in a comfortable seated position. And once we are in that comfortable seated position, we then are going to do some side stretches on each side, stretching our obliques. And that is a huge hint of what today's practice is going to be. Today, we're going to be focusing on our core and our breath control, and being very intentional about working our core. It starts off fairly easy, but then we do end up doing a variation of crunches along with side crunches and leg lifts and scissor kicks. So a little bit of all this is going to be in the practice, and this practice is a little bit over 15 minutes. Hopefully you enjoy this video, and yeah. Hi. So that does conclude the practice for today. Oh, you know what I just noticed? Oh, no, I have the right lighting. Anyway, that does conclude the practice for today. And I will say this, actually, I did not get what I was expecting. It was a core workout. And for me, core is my most difficult and problem area, clearly, because when I gain weight, and for those who've been following my channel, I'm pretty sure, let's just address the elephant in the room. It's clear I have gained some weight. I've been working really hard to try to lose it though, because I haven't been running as much because of my, I had injury earlier last year and it kind of just killed the momentum. But yeah, this year is a year of rebuilding. So for those who have been following my journey from the beginning and really want to hop on for this year, I suggest this is the year you really stick around, because I feel like you're going to see a body transformation before your eyes on this channel. And this is not me putting pressure on myself. It's just what it's going to be, because I do have a 50K I'm doing this year. I deferred it last year because I was actually supposed to do it last year and I just was not in shape to do it. And so I have to do it this year. Long story less long. So anyway, that does conclude the practice. The other thing I was going to mention about this practice was, because it was core, it was a lot more difficult than I expected. So for those who may be like me, who find core work a little bit more hard to do, even though it was a shorter practice, it definitely was a little bit more on the challenging side, I would say. And the day of Represent, which was day 5, was actually kind of an easier practice. Today's like day 6 of this deal. So yeah. Anyway, but that does conclude things. I did enjoy it, and it wasn't too hard. There was a little bit of the parts towards the end where I was struggling. I'm going to keep it in there because, again, part of the other reason why I like doing these reviews is I like to be honest even with my fitness level with it, because I'm not a yoga instructor. I'm kind of just someone who likes to do yoga like a lot, and is really into like trying to have a healthy lifestyle overall. So that concludes this. I have more work to do. I gotta go to the gym today. I did not go yesterday, so I only got in 3 this week. But that's better than what I've been doing all the past couple months. There's been weeks where I haven't went. There's been weeks where I only went 2 times. 3 for me is the minimal. If I could get in at least a 3, I don't feel horrible about things. 4 is the goal. But considering the fact that I started this yoga challenge this week, so I added more fitness stuff on top of what I've been doing, I wasn't that surprised. And also too, I had a full-on schedule that I've had the back to business as usual schedule on top of it. So I'm not being too down on myself. And I also went out a little bit yesterday. So I kind of checked most of the boxes this week. I had a run yesterday, so that was where the social came from. I did a group run with some friends, and I ran a decent pace, even though it was snowing outside. And that is a hard workout for those who are not aware, and for those who haven't been runners or looking to become runners, or new to running and is maybe their first month of doing like a winter run where it's snowing, because it snowed yesterday in Chicago. And although most of the roads and stuff were pretty clear by the end of our run, the snow was still happening at the time. So there's parts where you just had to kind of adjust your footing and try to, avoid slipping. And I did, of course, forget on my way to the run, because the run's on the other side of the city for me, I forgot to bring my trail shoes. So I was running in regular running shoes versus trail shoes. And there is a difference. There's a stronger grip on trail shoes for when it is kind of not so great outside. So less likely to slide around. So I did slide a little bit, which was a little, but I still ran a decent pace. Like I ran a 10-minute pace. And for me, where I'm at fitness wise, that's really good. And I didn't stop and walk I stopped and walked briefly because I slid. When I slid, I was like, okay, that's cute. Let's take a walking break. Because I was sliding when I was running up an incline. And I had people behind me. So I did not want to slide again and accidentally fall. And, the worst case scenarios came in my head. So I was like, we're not going to do that. So I walked up. And then once I got back onto normal level, then I went back to running. So for me, being able to run consistently for 3 miles without taking really a rest for real, yeah, I did all right. And up until that point, I had negative splits. And really, you could tell where I had to stop and walk because the split. Because when I resumed, the negative split was still splitting. So I'm pretty sure if I wouldn't have had to stop and walk away, I had a negative split 3 mile run at a 10-minute pace. So for me, we're getting there. And I'm hoping also this year I do film when I'm actually legitimately running. I am going to try to do that. I have another camera for that, so I might do that. Yeah. Anyway, that does conclude the video. I've been trying to end this video multiple times. Y'all have a happy Sunday. Have a nice rest of your weekend. And for those who work on the weekends, whenever your weekend is, enjoy that. I will see you next time. Bye.